Hello, grace and peace be unto you, family. I hope everybody is doing well. Shout out to this AI photo. It's so funny because it looked like me, but then it don't. So shout out to that one though. Shout out. Very, very funny. I have a beautiful word for you today, children of the Most High God. This is from a dream that I had. This is going to be called Crossing to Your Next Level. Okay. All right. Now, again, my word is not going to be for everybody. Do test the spirit. Take the word back to God in prayer to make sure this is pertaining to the season you are in. Test the spirit behind every prophetic word you receive. All right. Let's get into it. So, this word, again, like I said, is coming from a dream. All right. So I wanted to speak to those of you, if you're feeling like you're standing in between where you are now and where you know God is calling you. Okay. You can see the promise. You can smell it. You can taste it. You can feel it. You've prayed about it. You cried about it, but it still feels like there's something that's separating you from that next level. And many of you are wondering, how do I actually cross? How do I get from here to there? Okay. So there's a specific season in the life of a believer where God does not simply move you forward. So he doesn't just simply move you forward. He elevates you. All right. You start realizing that the old way doesn't work anymore. So the old patterns that you used to do is not working. The shortcuts don't fit. The same people don't understand your direction. Old habits cannot carry you. The cheap options are too small for your the cheap options, they're too small for your purpose. Okay. So it's not that you're doing something wrong. It's that you have outgrown your environment. And sometimes God will not allow you to shrink yourself just to survive. Now, Isaiah 43:19, it says, "See, I'm doing a new thing. Now it springs up. Do you not perceive it? I'm making a way in the wilderness and streams in the wasteland." God doesn't change your life by adjusting what is behind you. He changes your life by preparing what is ahead of you. All right. A way in the wilderness, this means a path forward where there was no path before. Okay. So you may feel like everyone looks to you. You're the one raising the children. Like you're the one doing all the paperwork. Like you're the one waking up early. Like you may feel like everybody is dependent on you. Okay. Elevation is responsibility. Okay. So there's going to be a lot more responsibility. So God is preparing you for that bigger responsibility. You may be a single parent where you're taking care of your children alone, and it may feel like it's a lot on you right now. Like you're also the only one holding all the household chores together, or, holding down the financial burden, you know. And you may ask yourself, how am I doing this every day? Like you may think, Lord, how? How am I even surviving? You're not weak. You're carrying a future you haven't stepped into yet, basically. And sometimes that weight you feel is the next level pulling on you. So the financial transition, some of you have money that belongs. Some of you have money that belongs to you, right? But it's stuck behind someone else's name. Now, let me explain this really quick for you. This can be a check, contracts, settlements. This can also be business ideas tied to another person. This can be a job where someone else controls your hours. right? You feel like your finances is tied to someone else. And you may be thinking, as soon as this person signs, or as soon as they approve this, or as soon as they help me. But God is saying you're not crossing by permission, you're crossing by purpose. Okay? So, shifts in relationships. You might have people in your life who were helpful in one season, but you feel disconnected now. This can be family, friends, you know. This can be people that you only known for a short time. Some of them were in your life for just seasons, or some of them were you just in your life for that time to just help you at that moment or in that season. All right. And you're now feeling like disconnected, like maybe you guys don't talk anymore. And maybe it's like, you know, very few conversations here and there. And it's not because you hate them, not because like you're bitter or anything. It's because your direction has changed. Elevation brings separation, not out of rejection, but alignment. So your alignment, you've become aligned with the will of God. And the will of God has shifted from that season you were in with that particular person or group of people or whatever it was. So some of you think you lost people. You may think that this person is no longer, you know, showing up because, you know, for whatever reason. Some of you may even take it personal, but don't. In reality, you just simply outgrew them. That's all. That's all. You simply outgrew them. And those who are meant to be there with you in your promised land, they will meet you at that time, right? They will have grown and they will meet you there. Okay? You don't have to chase these people. Don't chase anybody. You don't have to, worry why this person left or why they don't contact you anymore, or why you don't hear from them anymore. You're growing, right? You're elevating. So many believers are trying to take the fastest routes. You're probably thinking maybe if I lower my standards, or maybe if I take this small deal, or just go back to this job I used to go work at, or maybe if I just, play it safe. But the Holy Spirit is blocking those shortcuts, not to punish you, but to protect your future. You're too big for the path of survival. You are built for the path of destiny. All right. So there's always going to be a gap between who you are and who you're called to be. Some of you are in that gap right now as I speak. This may be confirmation for somebody. Some of you are having fear of failure. Some of you are uncertain, certain about finances, exhausted in parenting or fatherhood, if you're a single parent. Some of you are moving to a new city, state, country. Some of you are starting over after a heartbreak. Some of you have been separated or divorced or are just leaving that toxic relationship that was draining you. Some of you had to heal alone. All right. A lot of you have been stretched. A lot of you have been praying without getting that immediate results, but you've still been holding on, keeping the faith because you know God's faithful. So I want to tell you, you're not drowning. You're not falling or failing. God has already caught you. Okay. You're transitioning. The water is deep, but you won't fall. You won't fall in. You may feel like it's a lot on you. You may feel like it's a lot on your plate. You may feel like there's too much weighing on you right now. But give it to God. And when I tell you, release it, give those burdens, that heaviness, that spirit of heaviness, give it to God. Like, let it out. Don't leave that sitting on your chest. Go to your prayer closet, spend time with your Father, talk to Him. Let Him know what's going on. Let Him know what's in your mind, what's in your heart. He already knows. He's just waiting for you to come to Him and tell Him about it. That's what He wants, relationship with you. Okay? Now, in life, there are spiritual green lights. So that moment where the Father says, now, move or cross, sometimes we end up rushing. Sometimes we freeze. And sometimes we try to cross on the red light when God is like, no, it's not time to cross yet. But God will place people, opportunities, and signs that say it's time. This is the time. This is right now. So your job's not to force anything. Your job is just to listen, obey, and move when He directs you to move. Okay? That's why it's so important to be in the presence of God. It's so important to be alert, to be aware, to know, to listen to the Holy Spirit, right? To discern. Okay? So some believers, some of you guys you're trying to reach promises through shortcuts like manipulation, relationships, for begging people, shrinking yourselves. You may be trying to accept less because you're tired. You may be like, you know what? Let me just settle for this. Let me just settle for this relationship. Even though I know this person is going to, do the same thing they did last week or last month. Let me just, settle. Or let me just ask so and so. They usually help out. Or, what I'm saying? You don't have to shrink yourself. You don't have to beg. But listen, the level that God is calling you to, it requires height. It requires elevation, not just a small type of elevation. This is elevation in your mind, spirit, your identity. It requires elevation in strategy, elevation in confidence. You're not just you're not crossing as the old version of yourself. You're crossing as a new version. So with that, it comes great responsibility and great an elevation and a change in your mind, changing your spirit, identity, strategy, everything. Because you're no longer the old you. Now, when God brings you across, it is never subtle. The other side looks like vision. It looks like more space, more opportunity. It looks like more support, favor, provision, new environments, okay? Kingdom partners, a version of yourself that you've never seen before. And the trauma of the past will not follow you there. So you'll be able to breathe again. You'll be able to rest. You're going to have plenty of help. You're going to be able to see the light that you couldn't see. You're getting out of that tunnel. And there's finally that light at the end of the tunnel. You're going to feel peace, joy, right? Our Father is restoring you. Okay? He's restoring that joy that was gone. That heaviness that you used to feel is going to be gone once you cross over to your promise. God is showing you exactly what it is that He has for you. Okay? Now, that's all I have for you. If this word spoke to you, take a moment, just breathe and say out loud, I am crossing over. Because you are. And you might be tired now. You may even feel like heaviness or heavy. You may not see how it's going to work out. But trust me, God has already prepared the other side for you. I pray that this word blesses you. You guys have a beautiful rest of your day. God bless you, children of the Most High God.